They done took down Puff. They done took down all these other powerful black people. Jay-Z's like the lone standing powerful black man.
The track wrestling on them, Jay is them people.
But I know they went up to the feds one day and they took some paperwork up there to him.
Let's be very clear. This is the email that DJ Vlad sent me, his producer sent me, asking me to appear on his podcast on YouTube just after the Cassie video was released on my birthday.
But like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. So I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is that those accusations are crazy.
And that was 50 Cent. No one's scared of 50 Cent. I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
I think it was kind of taken out of context a little bit, but what do you think about it?
I don't think it was taken out of context. No, I think the guy who was talking to him made him feel like a punk. You see what I'm saying? So he had to say, yo, nobody scared of 50. Let's get this clear. Nobody is scared of 50. But I'm not the issue. Him making you feel like a punk is the issue. At the end of the day, I look at it and people don't assess themselves. Even really intelligent people. Jay is a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? He'll analyze other people and other things that they're doing and not actually look at what's happening to him and his transition and difference.
Jay, your music saved my life, man. We're Sagittarius too, bud. Thank you so much.
For years, Jay-Z and Diddy were seen as untouchable, protected by power and silence. But 50 Cent's hints suggest loyalty fades when self-interest takes over. This was never just music, it was influence, and when that slipped, even the closest allies stepped back. As Diddy faced scrutiny, the industry stayed silent, offering no defense or denials. Insiders claim behind the scenes, Jay-Z had been quietly building leverage, turning an assumed unbreakable alliance into something far more conditional.
They done took down all these other powerful black people. Jay-Z's like the lone standing powerful black man.
The track wrestling on them, Jay is them people. If you do the history of most of the people that got in trouble in the industry, big trouble, who they went to for help? That's true. When Lil Wayne was in trouble, who did he go to? When Meek Mills was in trouble, who he go to? Meek Mills said it himself. Desiree helped me. You understand? So how could he be up next? You know what I'm saying? He is them people. They go to him when they got problems. And what they gonna say if he don't come up in nothing? What they gonna say? Told you, he ain't got nothing to do with that. They still gonna cover it up anyway. But I don't think they coming after him at all. I don't think they got, like I said, I think he is them. He has a relationship with them. You talking about a woman that had a relationship with the feds for 20-something years.
For months, 50 Cent hinted that what powerful figures held wasn't rumor, but hard evidence. And suddenly, he alone had enough material to drive a major documentary while others stayed silent. That sparked a troubling question about the source. Insiders suggest Jay-Z recognized the risk early, and when it became unavoidable, he allegedly chose caution over loyalty, creating distance, limiting exposure, and moving into self-preservation, leaving behind a silence that feels deliberate rather than accidental.
You got an agent, your agent that's in charge of you. You think she don't have no relationships with over the years with all these agents that became retired and connected and this and that and the third till they just know she got power. That's power over there. You know what I'm saying? Who you wanting one on your side? You got them on your side? You know what I'm saying? If something happened with him, it's going to be about a money situation. It ain't going to be nothing that's going to hurt. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't see them going after him. You know what I'm saying? But everything Jaguar be saying do flourish. So
what truly alarmed insiders was the legal crossover. As new claims emerged, Jay-Z's personal attorney, Alex Spiro, was repeatedly seen in matters linked to Diddy's growing legal crisis. The timing felt calculated and the involvement too frequent, sparking quiet industry speculation that something more strategic was unfolding. Actions designed not for public view, but for insulation, leverage, and long-term control.
And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it. You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I can tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. That Cassie shit, that's nothing. I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy. And they're gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the women that get them in the end.
Critics like Jaguar Wright argue that Jay-Z has always known when to step away before collapse, exiting early rather than standing in the fallout. As Diddy's situation escalated, the timing raised questions. 50 Cent suddenly appeared informed, confident, and willing to challenge figures once seen as untouchable, suggesting a powerful door had quietly opened. If Jay-Z knew sensitive material existed and anticipated its release, creating distance may have been a deliberate move to limit exposure and let events unfold. While 50 Cent has neither confirmed nor denied it, the implication remains unsettling. The fracture may have come from within, not outside pressure, leaving the industry uneasy and reinforcing claims that Jay-Z and Diddy's stories remain closely linked.
These are criminals. Diddy is a dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many people does he have to be aware of before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me. I'm trying to move beyond Diddy. I'm Love now. It seems like Jay-Z would try to run away from his past.
Calling that love and anything that he did love. Brother love. What kind of love? Baby oil love. Baby love. Baby love. Explicit love. Hey! They never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Oh man, it's different now.
These lyrics are all hitting different right now. All the people talking about fathers.
In her view, separating their narratives makes no sense. They advance together, operated in parallel. And if one structure falls, both are affected. To Jaguar, their connection is too deeply embedded to unravel, defined by shared choices and buried chapters that were never meant to emerge, leaving them less as individual figures and more as two sides of the same unsettling story.
Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday.
talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress who died of an imaginary aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list.
Observers pointed out another quiet shift. Jay-Z and Beyoncé were steadily losing followers, yet neither addressed it. No statements, no denials, no response, only a polished display of business as usual. To Jaguar, that silence didn't signal confidence. It felt controlled, deliberate, and tense, like patients masking pressure while something unseen slowly tightened around them.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
And in her eyes, it's not just Jay-Z who's a criminal, but also his wife, Beyoncé.
Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else. Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So, you know, it's funny that it's crazy you say these things.
Why don't nobody want to accept that?
I think
she went and the girl cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his big people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician and she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girl.
In her view, the scrutiny does not end with Jay-Z. She also points toward Beyoncé, not as a statement of fact, but as part of a wider narrative she believes places both within the same closed circle, raising uncomfortable questions without claiming definitive answers.
No, I know.
Yeah, but he said he would never sit with me. He would never have me on it. He never wanted to talk to me. Never would.
But I got receipts. Vlad, why did you reach out to Jag back in June asking for Jag to be on the show?
Why you do that, Vlad?
Vlad, why you playing in our face?
Why you lying on his podcast?
And Vlad and your fat wife.
We'll stop there.
Damn.
Damn.
Let's be very clear. This is the email that DJ Vlad sent me, his producer sent me, asking me to appear on his podcast on YouTube just after the Cassie video was released on my birthday. I saw it. I never responded. Odell responded. Weeks and weeks later. But then again, Diddy was already in trouble, so you really didn't need to talk to me because you couldn't do much disinformation with me. I guess that's why your friend from the Star Report, or should I say the Comet Report, because he crashed out just like a comet. I guess that's why he was so upset when I started asking him relevant questions about why he's propping up a liar. At this point in time, Vlad, I think it's only fair to say that Carol Johnson, your assistant, unless you're saying you didn't know, she sent this on your behalf.
She explained that the Piers Morgan interview wasn't prearranged. It came through her team, and she agreed because Piers is known for thorough fact-checking and legal oversight. She believed that if her statements cleared his team, they would be impossible to ignore. The strategy worked. The interview didn't just circulate online, it sparked real backlash. Media figures rushed to react, with some moving to discredit her, including DJ Vlad, whose public dismissal only reinforced the sense that her words had hit a sensitive nerve.
I didn't even know Vlad was going to be on.
Oh.
Like I said, it was brilliant.
Wow.
Because everything that he said, denouncing me and then confirming me and then talking about, that all happened a day before the report about the 9-year-old boy was released. And before people started confirming that the video that was being shopped around was Bieber and Diddy. See, that's the problem with running your mouth, Vlad. That's the problem. You didn't realize on Monday that every word that you said was going to be invalidated on Tuesday. See, that's what happens when you're a liar. See, I didn't have to worry about what I said on Monday, because I knew what I said on Monday was going to hold up on Wednesday. The truth needs no support, just time and room.
She pressed the narrative further, noting that months earlier, she'd warned that sensitive materials were being quietly circulated behind the scenes. At the time, critics brushed it off, insisting she had no proof. Now, however, legal sources tied to ongoing cases were acknowledging exposure to the same materials she had flagged, shifting what once seemed speculative into something far more concerning, and casting the earlier silence as intentional rather than incidental.
They go up to the feds with all this paperwork, you understand? And I mentioned this before, you understand? They not only talking about the extortion stuff, they talking about how they trying to be made to have this what you call this promotion, this distribution thing. And which I'm finding out they wasn't even gonna be a part of it until later. But they was in fear, like they was trying to be made to be a part of this whole distribution thing that Suge Knight was trying to build up with Rockefeller, because it was Dame Dash, it was Irv Gotti, it was Jay Prince, and Death Row. You understand what I'm saying? So now everybody wanna know who's this and who's that, and want to go back and say, yo, how do you know? It came from the horse's mouth. He said he got all the paperwork to prove it. Kirk Brown said it plenty of times, but nobody won't sit down with him. I mean, like, you won't get none of these, these radio stations and all this stuff like that to sit down with him. He said, I got the paperwork. He got files from the FBI, from the DEA and the FBI, all that stuff like that. He got Plenty of paperwork.
She described that as the turning point, the moment everything shifted. Lies, she explained, demand constant cover and distraction to endure, while the truth requires no defense, only time and space to emerge naturally.
But Jay-Z, I didn't know about that. So Jay-Z, he told too?
Said that years ago, man. Said that years ago. What are you gonna do? They gonna do whatever. Yo, listen to me. They're the reason why rap in New York went down the drain. They made sure that these young cats didn't come up with platforms and didn't come up with situations. Like Jay-Z, let me tell you something. Jay-Z and it's funny. It's funny. We were talking about how Puff and Ja Rule was cool. But at one time, Puff was trying to trick Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. That whole weekend that he was with Sarah. The whole weekend they was in that hotel room. That day they was in that hotel room. Always coming back on that G5 jet. He was trying to talk Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. But now him and Jay-Z is like freaking frat. Crazy how things work out, huh?
Figures once seen as untouchable are now being quietly connected to the same long-rumored events that were dismissed years ago. Old discussions are resurfacing, patterns are being reanalyzed, and familiar names, most notably Jay-Z's, are appearing where they were never expected, transforming past whispers into serious questions and signaling that the silence shielding certain reputations is no longer as secure as it once was.
He made a comment on Drink Champs and he said that Puffy was the feds. What you think about him saying that?
Well, when he talking about the feds is he could be saying that he's their ear. Puff is the one who goes back and he tells, like he did when Suge, when Jay Prince, when Irv Gotti, I think it was Irv Gotti could have been a part of that too. When they was all trying to get that distribution company together, he the one went back and told Jimmy Iovine them, and then him and Kirk Burrows Kirk said he didn't know what he was doing. They took paperwork and they took some stuff up to the feds, you understand, regarding Death Row now. I don't know the intricate details of what they took, but I know they went up to the feds one day and they took some paperwork up there.
That shift exposed how fast alliances can turn. Observers began highlighting Puffy's expansive influence across media and business. Strange moments where broadcasts went untouched. Conflicts where some figures faced immediate fallout while others were shielded. Patterns became harder to ignore. And when Kanye West publicly challenged Puffy and alluded to hidden business ties, the response was immediate and severe, reinforcing the growing belief that power rarely acts in the visible arena. It operates swiftly and decisively behind the scenes.
I guess Pac had got whiffed that Jay-Z was in town. Well, you know he gonna do a show because Jay-Z, he doing a show. But you gotta realize Jay-Z had became an enemy of Pac because I think he had said some was gonna do a song with Big or whatever like that, the whole 9 yards. So Jay is now Pac's enemy too. So Chaz Williams, who was over Black Hands. Black Hands was one of the labels who did that Black Gangster had every artist in New York on. And Chaz, who is now getting into the music business, has become a music executive. And he was once a former gangster who was on American Gangster BET because they had him down for robbing 161 banks. That's what they put in their program and everything. But Chaz was a gangster in New York City that became a music executive. So he gets a phone call saying that Jay is not going to come out the room because Tupac threatened him. So he's not going to do his show. Can he make some phone calls, you understand, to get Pac off the bullshit? So I think he may have talked to Big D, and Big D and Eric B called Suge, and Suge was laughing, saying that wasn't him. because they tried to make it seem like it was Suge that was doing it, but it was Pac. So I guess Suge called Pac. Pac let him go ahead and do his show and everything like that. But Jay was scared to come out his room.
So that story was really true about Jay-Z being afraid to come out his hotel room.
Yeah, come on, man. He was scared. Probably still is scared.
Alliances appeared to reverse almost overnight. Quiet talk grew around Puffy's reach across media and business. Odd instances where coverage remained untouched and disputes where some faced swift consequences while others were protected. The pattern felt deliberate. When Kanye West openly challenged Puffy and hinted at concealed business ties, the backlash was immediate and unforgiving, reinforcing the uneasy realization that real power doesn't announce itself. It acts silently, and it acts fast.
Going to call it dissension because they were trying to start Death Row East Coast. And that would have been Pac, Eric B, and you know what I'm saying, all the dudes here in New York. So then they're going to have groups coming back and forth from Cali to New York. So it was just good business just to chill out with that. But they was trying to chill out the whole thing. They had a big meeting and Puff wouldn't send a representative or let Zip or Chaz represent him in the meeting.
Yeah, that's a wild story. Yeah, who told you this story, if you don't mind me asking?
I was there.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that, man. I didn't know you was there. So you was there when Jay was scared to come out his hotel room. I had no idea, man.
I used to roll with Chaz every day, bro. And then it came out. And then it came out, somebody else told the story. But that I think it may have been Dame Dash or something like that told the story. A lot of my stories get out, man, but they don't believe when I tell them.
Gene says attempts were later made to downplay the story or erase it entirely, but he stands by his account and explains why the industry moves so quickly to contain it. At the time, there were quiet efforts to bridge the East and West Coasts, including early talks of a powerful alliance between New York and California artists. Had tensions between Tupac and Jay-Z fully erupted, that fragile plan would have collapsed instantly. That is why the issue was buried, not to preserve truth, but to protect a future the industry was trying to assemble behind closed doors.